ignore the look. I just woke up, but I wanted to talk about something, and I posted a video about this on my like TikTok and my Instagram. But I want to dive deeper into this topic, right? The fact that maturity does not come with age. Okay, and if it's very painful. I did realize this a long time ago, but I'm reminded of it every single day. So I just gotta keep repeating it because it's like I will have 40, 50 year olds acting like teenagers, 30 year olds. Like, you are way too old to be acting like this. You are way too old to not have, emotional regulation. You're way too old to, not like be so petty as to just, be selfish and inconsiderate. And just like, I mean, those are more moral things, and ethical things, but like, just as, okay, this is what happened, right? This is what happened. I'm 20 years old. I work with my mom. We work at a hotel and a restaurant. 5-star restaurant, 5-star hotel. The restaurant we work at is not 5 stars. The restaurant that is our counterpart is 5 stars. So we're not 5 stars. That restaurant is. Okay? So um I come in there with a wife beater, and then I had my uniform on. It's a long sleeve button up shirt with the vest. I had both of those on with my vest unbuttoned, my jacket up, my shirt unbuttoned, and I had my wife beater showing, right? Nothing crazy. Because people come in there with their shirts from other jobs. People come in there with like, you know, just their shirt on. People come in there like undressed all the time. So the server, who is not my he's on the same level as me, right? I assist him, but we're on the same level when it comes to like rule following wise, right? So he had no right to say anything, right? He's Jamaican, so I'm doing a Jamaican accent. Hey Brandon, button up your shirt. I'm hot. It's like fucking 100 degrees that day. The AC in the building in that restaurant does not work or something, right? You like Brandon, button up your shirt. I'm hot. Another dude says, we're all hot because I like Jamaicans. And then I was like, all right, bro. And then he was like, Tara, that's my mom's. He's like, Tara, tell your son about it. I'm like, hey, yo, bro, wait. I told him to wait, and he shut up after that. But like in my head, I'm like, dude, you're a grown man. Why are you yelling across the building? And I'm a grown man too, and you're trying to get my mom to tell me to do something. And then rather than saying come up to me to actually talk to me about it, you yell across the room. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even your place to try to hold me responsible. And if you did want to do that, you could walk up to me like a grown man and be like, yo, you need to button up your shirt. He didn't do none of that. And then yesterday, this is why I'm so pissed. Because yesterday, right, that's why I posted this. I come back from the bathroom, right? I ain't gonna lie. I'm a shitty nigga. I be going to the bathroom, but I get my work done. I do literally everything. Every time they like leave dishes at the things, I take all the dishes back. I do. I treat it like a damn slave there. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And if something's not done their way, if something's not done their way, it's not done at all. Dead ass, right? This entitlement. It's like I just don't get the entitlement, right? But I come back from the bathroom. He talking to the manager, and I'm like, it gotta be about me, Intuition. Of course, it's about me because they always complain. They always complain about every non-Jamaican there. They literally just make their life a living hell. Even like, and then the two faces hell because then they speak about you in patois, or not even patois. Like they speak about each other, like literally. They speak about each other and then they speak to each other about other people too. So it's like a one big old gossiping ring of two-faced liars and terrible people. They're not terrible, but they're pretty bad people. I'm not gonna lie, because the things they say and do out of spite, like it's just one older lady that out of spite of my mom, she does not help her at all. Doesn't reset the tables as in like because you gotta reset the tables or the glass and everything else because it's a fancy restaurant. You gotta reset the tables. Didn't do that at all. Didn't help her take anything back until the end of the night when she swept it all up and wiped the tables down after my mom had got all the stuff. So it's like you're immature as hell. Why are you doing this? This is supposed to be a professional setting, and you're talking about, and you're like, having spiteful because she went to my mom about another person and was like, um, because she's about to be a server and she's still an essay, like a server assistant, right? She was complaining like, oh, and then my mom was like, listen, she did not go under anybody's. thing. She should not undercut anybody. She earned that. She earned the position because she worked hard. Okay, and then she started not talking about anything. Also, like immature shit. You feel me? Just because you aren't gonna tell me what I want to hear, you're no longer on my friends list, right? But back to the conversation at hand. I come back from the bathroom, right? They're talking. I'm like, it gotta be about me. 5 minutes later, one of the hostess come up to me, cause we cool, and she's Hispanic. She's non-Jamaican. She really don't like the job at all. Like, literally don't like the job. None of us like the job. Like, literally, they make a life living hell. I can't I can't talk about this enough. Like, the job is terrible, terrible work environment. The job is cool in itself. Like, I get paid really good money, but the people there just make the job so much harder than it has to be, right? But she tell me, she's like, "Hey, don't tell anybody this," but she told us to keep an eye on how many times you go to the bathroom. Okay, right. Firstly, if he had a problem with me going to the bathroom, why not take it up with me? Secondly, as a manager, why are you telling hostess to watch an employee on how many times I go to the bathroom? If you have a problem, you as a manager should come up to me and talk to me, and then or watch me and then talk to me after you see how many times it's done, right? Right? As a manager to be that unprofessional at your big age, she's like 50 or something. I don't know. And the dude's like 40. Like, no, he's like 50. He's like 50. He's pushing 50. But like, as grown adults, why are we going so far as to tell other employees to watch how many, like, what? Like I said, I be pooping, but I always get my work done. I always make sure my tables are watered up because you gotta pour the water. You gotta do things. I come back, there's one more table than it was when I left. Like, what? Are we dead ass? You're and they complained, right? Because we got an outside section. And they complained that my mom wanted to be outside because they were like, oh, they're like, oh, she's gonna get out sooner. Dude, she works like 12 days straight. She wants a break. And it feels good outside today. Like, holy shit, why are you just automatically going to the negative off rip? Let me list some of, what the people are. They're miserable, very bitter, very petty people, very inconsiderate people. They be having their moments where I'll be like, I kind of second guess myself. Because, like, whenever I do set boundaries or I do, like, make my mind up about something, if something goes against that, even in, like, a small little action, I'm like, damn, maybe I'm wrong about this. And I think it's like, I don't know. I start feeling bad, but then I like get quickly reminded why I should not feel bad. They're very petty, very inconsiderate, very money hungry, very condescending, very condescending. They talk to you like they know everything, and you know nothing. They talk to you like you're slow as hell, and they're the smartest person in the room, trying to dumb down something for you. Yeah, I really don't. I don't like you, man. They do kind of like, I don't know. It's two faced, right? Because in your face they'll be like this and that, but behind your back they'll speak in patois shit about you. Like one of the he's from, where is he from? Um, where is he from? Where is he from? Damn, El Salvador. El Salvador. Right? He's from El Salvador. He said, I live with Jamaicans enough, and then I can understand a little bit of it. And then he was like, one day they're talking about him and how I don't know what I'm doing and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're literally the hardest worker here. One of the hardest workers here. I'll be working hard. Like when I'm actually like locked in, I'll be speed moving and shit. Some of it make me mad. I move a little bit slower, but I still get my work done. You know what I'm saying? And I don't let personal shit get in the way of my professional shit, right? Which is what they do as fully grown adults, fully frontal lobe developed, and they just act like little ass kids do. Yeah, but that's all I want to do and talk about. Like, it's kind of a story time, really, but like especially at work, I feel like maturity does not come with age, especially at work, and it's sad. People lack so much. And as grown adults, people lack so much. It's like, how have you lived this long and still not figured out what your problem is? I just don't understand it. And I understand people go through things, but at the same time, you need to be self-aware, or at least have people in your ear telling you what you are as in a criticism way, a critic way. I don't know, criticized way. I don't know, constructive criticism way, not like a negative way or a hater way, like yo, bro, you a bitch or some shit. It's just like it's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? But I need water. I need water. But that's really what I want to talk about today. I know I look a little bit I need a cut. I need a lot of things right now, okay? Alright, I'm gonna work out. But yeah, have a good one.